Well, hey there, friends and anemones. It's your buoy, Underwater Pat. It's about 11 p.m. We're here at the Breakwater on May 3rd, 2024. Kendrick just dropped the third diss track of the day, and we are gonna head out into good old Monterey Bay, see if we can't find some sunflower stars. Seasquatch, as it were. Oh, hey, Pycno party people. How we doing?
So good.
Yeah, yeah. Who's excited? Who's still having fun even though it's almost midnight? Motivation strong? Yeah. We've got some folks that beat us to the punch out there. How was it? Really bad? Visibility's really bad, Sage. How we feeling?
I'm here to celebrate Pat's birthday, and if I see Seasquatch, that's great too.
See Seasquatch for my birthday, buddy.
Yeah.
Quick little SCUBAPRO gear hero shot.
Okay.
Good even in the night. Big scoop. Dive mola in the background. One of 2 trailer hitches ever made. All right, so first reports, we've got some other divers getting out of the water now, is that the visibility is terrible, which doesn't inspire much confidence. But hey, you know what? We're gonna go out looking for some charismatic invertebrate, formerly megafauna. These sunflower stars are a predator on the reef that kind of has the effect of a wolf out there, this visceral effect. And what the sunflower stars used to do for our ecosystem is that they would crawl around, they'd eat their urchins, they'd eat their snails, they'd eat, other sea stars, whatever they're crawling on top of. But what they would do is they would kind of freak everybody out. And in particular, they would scare sea urchins away from misbehaving. Urchins are a normal part of the ecosystem out here in Monterey Bay, but the last little while they've been a little bit over ambitious because the sunflower stars basically went extinct out here starting in 2013. There was a starfish plague that basically melted all of these sunflower stars. Some of them were, 2-3 feet across even, and they all disappeared within a couple years. And because of that now, you don't have the of the sunflower star going across the reef, freaking out the urchins from grazing to their teeny tiny little heart analog content. It's rather late. Anyway, so the urchins are out there doing a little bit too much. They're a little bit too much. They're eating. We let them cook, and now they ate, if I can use more modern parlance. There have been rumblings, there have been musings, rumors that there are sunflower stars hanging out here along the Breakwater wall. And we're out here at midnight because the last time that there was a documented sunflower star recorded in Monterey Bay was actually from Yabui, right here, back on January 1st, 2018 with my good buddy Tomas. And we've got Sage over here doing his best to interrupt the narration. But my buddy Tomas and I were out here doing a New Year's Eve dive. So 5 years after the wasting event happened and might have survived somewhere in the rocks. And people have been out and they think they've seen them, or maybe they have 100% seen them, but in the world of marine science and what we're doing out here, picks or it didn't happen. At midnight, we've given the reef enough time to have a lot of cool critters come out and join the party. There's kind of a day shift and a night shift. And what we might be able to see out here are, who knows, heart crabs crawl out. They're a king crab relative. They tend to hang out at night. Sailfin sculpins are out there. Lobster, octopus, squid tend to hang out a little bit more. There can be really weird worms, big old ribbon worms. And there's lots of cool rockfish that come out here, like boccaccio, China rockfish, vermilion rockfish. So who knows what we're gonna see. With that, hey, thanks for watching this video. Let's get out there, see if we can't find Seasquatch.
It's approximately midnight. You all right? It's so bad? Well, that's just the surface layer. That's the root beer. Boys, if it was easy and fun, everyone would do it.
Alrighty, what's up everybody? We are back, and on this dive we started out in this root beer layer of a plankton bloom on the surface, and this is a 2-second exposure I took of my fins kicking up that bioluminescent blue glow from the plankton bloom. And this particular type of bloom sometimes makes a surfactant or a soap that keeps the plankton near the surface. And that soap can actually strip the waterproofing off of seabirds. And this is a seabird carcass that I've seen a few times out there at the breakwater, maybe succumbed to that plankton bloom. So a little bit of an ominous start to the dive with that sea cucumber going and investigating the culprits. It can be a little bit spooky out there for the animals at night. These are young rockfish that were hiding out in the reef and kind of scared by my lights. There's a blue rockfish, those were olive and yellowtail rockfish. But a plankton bloom is great for suspension feeders and planktivores like those orange sea cucumbers, this field of brittle stars and mussels at the end of the breakwater wall. A few more rockfish hiding out over there. So the fish behave very differently because there can be animals like this boccaccio rockfish that come out at night to go and hunt. This is a subadult, I want to say, but it's got its hunting stripes on, and it was trying to chase after a few fish that were hiding out under the reef. I've usually only ever seen these boccaccio rockfish late at night. And then, of course, well, there are some marine mammals on the prowl. This here is a young sea lion that came to look for some fishy fare. And we actually saw this young sea lion a little bit earlier when we were waiting for the sun to go down. Less than a year old, according to resident sea lion expert Sophie Darling. And just look at that adorable little pup. I mean, cute to us, fun to see, but also terrifying for other animals that are hiding out on the reef. And this late at night, at midnight, we're gonna see a few fun fishy friends like this sailfin sculpin here. These are a particular treat. They come out at night, they've got that incredibly satisfying wave on their dorsal fin. This one was backing up to give me a little bit of extra room. This is Nautichthes oculofasciatus, which I believe just means stripe-eyed sailor fish, if I recall my etymology correctly. And these I've usually only ever seen late at night here on the breakwater wall. An absolutely incredible fish. Look at it waving that dorsal fin, and off it goes there. Sailor swoon over here. And another animal that tends to crawl out at night are different types of chitons. Now, I don't posit to be a chiton expert of any kind. I think that's Lepidosa. I'm sure there are some chiton experts out there. I'll be uploading more of these observations to iNaturalist going forward, but those are polyplacophorans, part of the night janitorial crew there. Definitely a chiton of fun. And that's really what night diving is all about, is seeing common animals out in the open, being a little bit more active. That there is a red abalone, Haliotis rufescens. And normally you see red abalone shells kind of strewn about. Cabezon will feed on them, sea otters will feed on them. Those animals have Haliotis halitosis if you get close to them. So this one was out crawling around looking for some drift algae, something to slurp on. You can tell it's a red abalone by the black color of the foot and the little tentacles that are sticking out of those four front excretory breathing holes there on the top. But this is just the largest of the abalone species in the area, not the only abalone, and I'm putting in some fake film burns to disguise how bad my camera work is here. But this is a pinto abalone, Haliotis kamchatkana, and these are also relatively common. Hello, little abalone. These are also relatively common but rarely noticed or seen by people. And maybe you can already tell the difference. It's got a olive green yellowish tint to the flesh there and the tentacles sticking out of those holes on the shell. It's got a bit of a wavy raised shell and then a mottled, very fuzzy looking foot on the reef. And there was a lot of molluscan magic this night, including out here on the sand, where there was a slow-mo, high-speed chase of a Kellett's whelk on the right by a barber slug, Dendronotus iris over there on the left. There's my hand for scale. I'm not exactly sure if there was anything untoward with this particular chase, maybe just a bunch of molluscan mayhem, but I enjoyed looking at that. Another thing I love to look at is these tasteful nudibranchs that we have on the breakwater wall. This is a clown Triopha catalinae, my hand for scale, quite a large one. There are so many nudibranchs day and night on the breakwater wall, but less commonly seen is this Euphrosine bristleworm. My first time seeing it. Really fun to have a new cool critter to add to the collection. And that worm, Euphrosine, is named after the goddess of mirth and enjoyment, which is something that I always get from this Cryptolithodes sitchensis friend. This is a umbrella crab, and Cryptolithodes means hidden rock. And these are king crab relatives. There's a few different color types. I found this orange one a little bit later hiding out under some kelp. And these are maybe more commonly seen at night, but an adorable cryptic crab with all of its legs and everything hiding out underneath that shell. I didn't want to flip one over here for the video because we can't have people throwing shade on this presentation like that kelp was on the crab. Okay, beautiful segues aside, here is a heart crab, Phylolithodes, meaning a leaf rock. And this is an incredible animal. We're gonna have to get to it in a little bit though because, well, maybe you already saw it in the video, but I only saw this upon review. When this heart crab backed up down the rock, it actually disturbed a teeny tiny little red octopus that was hiding out there. Evasive maneuvers, boom, smoke screen, the cutest little ink jet that I've ever seen. I like to call young cephalopods cute Thulus because of their kindergarten kraken nature, and this one was cracking me up to see in review. I mean, sorry to bother you, buddy, with that heart crab. Absolutely adorable. In this video, we actually have 4 different hearts at the same time, 3 to the octopus and then 1 to the crab. All right, back to our leaf rock. These organisms are one of the more commonly seen crabs out here late at night and not so much during the day. They are king crab relatives, and there's only 1 in the genus. Another really cool crab we saw is this pea crab hanging out on the back of a sea cucumber. I have yet to identify this particular species, but another adorable little critter that I only noticed for the first time on this dive. Many of these animals are also worried about predators. We kind of started off the video on that theme, and here's another predator that we saw, a thornback ray, also known as a thornback guitarfish. It's more closely related to torpedo rays than it is to maybe a stingray that you might be familiar with. And these I mostly see maybe over at the wharf area, on sandy bottoms, over at Monastery Beach. This was my first time seeing one late at night over here on the Breakwater. Absolutely gorgeous animal. Its name, Platyrhinoides triceriata. The triceriata refers to those 3 lines of spines there on its back. And as a sand-dwelling flattened shark relative, it's got those spiracles behind its eyes. Spiracles are basically shark snorkels behind its eyes, allowing it to breathe in without swallowing too much sand as it goes out on the prowl. So quite the exciting night dive. Many firsts for me. Unfortunately, did not find any of the sunflower stars, even though we were looking really hard, like Scott here and Sage. And thanks, Sage, for the shout out. Divemola.com, everybody. Get your stickers. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here.
Pycno patrol. No luck, but we saw some cool stuff. Better luck next time for us. Good job there, Seasquatch.